Hello, this is Starlight Estella. Well, you can call me Starlight, as that's earlier. I mean, easier. Early is over here in Iceland. And I'm calling because I had this vision this morning. It was kind of like a vivid dream. I don't call dreams dreams because I really think that we are actually living another life, possibly consciously somewhere else. Anyway, so that's a different subject. But this really caught my attention. I mean, I woke up and I knew this had to be with for somebody because this is not me, absolutely not, and nobody that I know. So I do have a little cold, so I apologize if you hear me breathing, like having some trouble breathing. But anyway, um, the brightness of this beautiful reading is I find it very comfortable and very. Someone's gonna totally let go of or release some kind of big heavy on their shoulders that they've been carrying for a while. I'm talking about possibly last 7 years or even more. The story starts like this. I am not going to be precise of what sign or anything. This is a message I am providing for whoever or as many collective people might actually rely with it. I'm not sure who this might be, but I'm sure that with your comments you'll let me know. Now expect a little bit of movement because I am always on the road. I'm actually a very busy person, and I was going to I mean, usually in the past, I used to make videos that were very elaborated, but now since I've been traveling for the last 6, 7 years, it's been hard for me to like really sit down. Anyway, so yeah, eventually to the rest of the next two sessions for this reading because I am going to continue it. Possibly if you guys are interested, put a like, and leave me your questions, okay? So that way I can possibly answer to them. Now, the other thing is, it's not personal. Don't take it personal, but take what it might help you to fix some of your situations if something like this hasn't happened yet, or if you're in the middle of a situation that seems similar, or about to get out of a situation like this. Okay. Let's start with the first card that caught my attention, and it's this beautiful card right here that is called the Sun card. That is the Sun card. It means technically you are, in this reading, this card is actually representing enlightenment, awakening. After like rebirth, even if it's not the Judgment card. Why? Because it comes after a Ten of Wands, a very, very heavy Ten of Wands. That means a lot of extra heavy weight being left off your back. I mean, you've been carrying, obviously, a lots of people, situations, problems, family, friends, lover, whatever. Or even if it's work, you can relate this to work. Okay, maybe having a lot of work, many people at work, etc. Not seeing the rewards of it, being protected, etc. So I am going to be moving the camera because I want you to see issue. I know a lot of readers have problems showing the pictures, okay? So right here, we see the Ascension. Well, the Ascension card is this Eight of Cups right here. And this tarot card in their deck is different. It's called the Eight of Vessels, which is the Eight of Cups. And you see the water running, but that's Ascension. That's leaving things behind. That means that all this before the Ten of Wands, she's first has to make choices, very challenging situations, which she had to really leave some things behind, starting from right here, okay? So you see they're kind of like having some kind of discussion there, those two little rabbits, right? At the same time, you see always this Queen of Wands being very protected, very strong, because if you see, she's a bear, okay, on this tarot deck, which she represents that she is, well, the Queen of Wands is a gorgeous, beautiful queen. If you're a male, it could be, your feminine side of your male side, usually, a fire sign, which in this case, it means that this bear has gone through a lot, has hunted for their little cubs, etc., okay? has to do with wildlife, and enjoy the beautiful mornings, as the sun comes down or goes up, right? So at the same time, has to walk through a lot of nights where all she can see is her reflection, and really all she can do is follow her intuition or what she might have to confront ahead of her. If you see, yeah, there's that big, huge moon right there. But from there to the other side of the water, it's dark. It's kind of like, it reminds me a little bit of the Seven of Wands. Or the Seven of, other sevens. Anyway, so, but she also is following her reflection, which it means whatever is light or there's light, I'm going to follow that. Okay? So we get, now, if we go into her past, because I started from kind of like the future, she's always been very protected of herself, surrounded, by being happy, but always in the background. In this reading, in this cards, it's a little bit different, okay? Now, here, it's showing a human, okay, which is learning skills, be in different challenging situations and learn how to make fire from scratch or whatever he's making, leaving his legacy fingerprints on it, letting everybody know that he created that. But it was hard, right? After that, you see her being in the 20 of the major arcana. When she's in this deck, it will be the Great Bear. So obviously we can see with just the imagery of the meanings of this card, because you can read the book if you want to, but I'm right now I just follow the dream that I had, the vision that I had. It seems like you see this person right here? Well, this bird. That's a king of cups. It's a king of vessels. And he's over there in the dark waiting, and she's over here. Okay, now we have right here appreciation, everything she offered, the sacrifices she made to him. And then you see her taking off, I guess, following her intuition. After these two lovers had some difficulties. You see the drama. It seems like they had more difficulties here, where she found herself in challenging situations. And then you see all this imagery, okay? The appreciation, she gave it to him, but obviously, they're not in reverse. I don't really count reverse or uprights, all the time. But, it is showing somebody feeling a little bit left out under the dark, not knowing exactly what was going on. Now, she right here is releasing herself from this 10 of Wands right here. Finally find the way to the tree, right? Finally coming out of that cave, okay, that was so heavy on her, out of the darkness in some kind of way. And you know what? Receiving the sun, the light is on her chest, on her forehead, everywhere. Surrounding her, she's surrendering herself to what she might call taking a leap of faith with good fortune. That would be the wheel of fortune, kind of like representation of it. Now we go back to the intuition card, because she's always been loyal to her intuition. And that's what she followed over here. And that's what she followed over here, that moon. That's what she followed over here, the sun in the morning. That's when she feared what's behind her. That's what is here. And what inspired her to make fire. Or make whatever that was. The smoke caused her trouble. Here there was light at some point, but there was darkness around it. Okay, so there's her following her reflection again. There's the star of healing, again following the light. offer the light. And here we go again, towards the light. After coming from the light. So what is the answer? She feels now back into herself, feeling again that she has a possible, very great future, full of ideas, full of learning skills, or skills that you learn, perhaps, and feeling in love with herself all over again. She might not have nothing with her, but ahead what it comes, fortune. So she will be blessed again by the sun. So what is this reading really telling this person is that whatever she might be going through, or he might be going through, or whatever went through, she's about to get out to the light again. But a lot stronger. Yeah, with some scars, yeah. But guess what? He's still in the dark. I'm not saying the King of Cups means darkness, but he can be cold, and he can also be very logical, but also appreciate and admire the resilience of this person. So we don't know if that's going to be in the future, or if these people are going to get back together. I really didn't read the rest of the cards. Or if this is work related, then you can apply it the same way, seeing the light at work, carrying everybody's extra work, and perhaps discussions with your boss or with colleagues, following your light, kind of staying behind, protective, trying to learn the skills at work, being strong again, protective, and finally find, you know what, I'm just going to leave this behind because it's no longer necessary, because I learned enough for me to start over, full of hope, happiness, and especially loving myself, respecting myself, and, really proud of yourself, right? So that's what I see so far. So give me a like if you like this. Subscribe to my channel. And like I say, next time I'll see you face to face. And if you ever want to have a reading, just message me. You can also find me on Facebook as Estarada, Instagram, or TikTok, whatever. Take care, okay? Bye-bye. This is Starletta, and I'll talk to y'all later.